They got a little square.
All right, budget committee is in session. Who's coming tonight? Highway department? Ah, she's here.
Am I up?
The hot seat is yours.
I'm up, all right. Look at you, deputy. Sit right here. Is that good?
Yep.
Here's the reading materials. Mhm. You want my, yes, please. And then I'll let you pass this one down. Probably more than we need. Thanks. So our first page here is our revenue. It's basically about the same as last year. We got our numbers from our TCHOA, our county officials program that we have, that they give us kind of a projected revenue balance for this next fiscal year. So that's where we're getting at. Current property tax, that's about the same as last year. That second bracket here, state of Tennessee revenue, you'll see the state aid, the bridge program, I have estimated for this next fiscal year, 2.4 million, and that's for Cooley Ford Bridge. That's in the mix for hopefully to be started this next fiscal year. I'm thinking it will be. So I've learned with this job, don't say yes for sure, because you never know when the state and engineers are involved. So, but hopefully this fiscal year, next fiscal year, that'll happen. In the state aid program, right underneath the bridge program, that's our paving, and I have estimated revenue of 508,000 there, and that's to pave New Hope Road. So we'll be paving, that's a for sure thing. We'll be paving that. I have a bid letting in the morning for all of our annual material bids, and that's included. That state aid paving job for New Hope Road is included in that. So.
What are you gonna pay in the streets?
Mhm. The whole, 2 miles. Yep. So, and our gasoline, that tax, and our fuel tax, that's about the same as what it's been. A little bit more than last fiscal year is what we're projecting. So second page, if y'all have any questions on any of these pages, just holler. Administrative, basically the same as this last fiscal year. Underneath highway and bridge maintenance. Let me look through here real quick. The only thing really that we have different from last year is other contracted services. We have a repair that we need to make to Magnolia, and we're going to get with Jenkins and Jenkins to help us with that repair. So I've budgeted a little bit more than last fiscal year, 40,000 there. So the rock and everything is about the same. Any questions on that page?
What are the increase you make?
50 cents. It's a little bit more for some other, we usually do 3%, but I just like to keep it at 50 cents. So we're just doing a 50 cent. Right. We are. We're going to be, yeah. It's in this budget, yeah.
I seen that, yes.
Mhm. Yep. And also another equipment operator, we're putting it in the budget to, whether we do or not, I wanted to make sure it's there just in case.
You got full staff then?
Pretty much what we need to be to make it, to survive. We have 16 right now.
Operator?
Oh, operators?
Yeah.
Let me look. We have 6. So if we hire one, we'll have 7.
Do you have trouble getting paid?
We have trouble getting good people. So, but I mean, We right now have the best crew that we've ever had, in my opinion. And that's just, they are there when I need them, they care, and of course, you're always gonna have a few, but they know when I need them, they come and they care. So you can't really ask for too much more, and they know what they're doing, they're skilled. We have, a few that are not skilled yet, but they're eager to learn. And I like that because these young ones today, you get them and they don't, they're a little lazy. But everybody that we have there now is eager to learn. They're, they may not be completely skilled, but they're ready. And we've been trying them and working with them, and they're good. They show up every day. And so.
They did a good job on Buckeye today.
Good. We're not done yet though, but we had a tree that we had to get. We had to go get the bucket truck. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We had to get the bucket truck for that one, so that took a little time, but yeah, we're getting there.
It was a good job.
Good. Thank you for that. So that was page 2. So we're page 3 right now. Operations and maintenance of equipment. That's our mechanics. Another thing that I didn't mention is bonus. I am going to give a bonus Christmas. I didn't really want to do it on YouTube because some of our guys watch YouTube, but it is that I would like to give my guys a bonus at Christmas. And we're averaging it at $800 because I want them to take home $500. So that's one thing that I'm doing differently in this budget. So all the operations and maintenance of equipment, all of those numbers are basically about the same as last year. No big change. Other charges, nothing has changed. Basically the same as last year. Any questions on that page? Our last page, we just have our employee benefits at the top, our insurance and all that. Capital outlay, the second bracket there. The bridge construction, you'll see the $2.4 million. That's for the Cooley Ford Bridge. I did put some money into highway equipment because we do need a few trailers, and I put a little extra in there if anything, breaks down or something. That way it's easy to just purchase off state contract and not have to, come and ask for permission, just to plan for planning purposes. And motor vehicles, the same thing. The reason why it's $250,000 is because I'd like to get another dump truck, possibly a tandem and a single axle. So that's why you see that $250. Our dump trucks are considered motor vehicles. So, and then our state aid highway construction, you'll see there is $525,000. That's for New Hope. Other than that, it's all those different things. It's basically the same as last fiscal year.
Well, I think axle dump truck.
Why single?
Yeah.
They're easy to get down those narrow roads, and to it's just easier. Like I wouldn't use those to haul rock from quarries to the shop or anything, but they're handy to have. We have 3 right now, Freightliners, and one is kind of its problems. We love the single axles.
Okay.
But we do want another tandem. We have a triaxle and a couple of tandems, and one of the tandems it's kind of on its last leg. So yeah. And I think, I thought about actually putting in the budget that we might sell the one. It's a Ford Sterling that's been wrecked, and but I think we'll just keep it just to haul Class B from Nate Pulley's to the shop. The big rip wrap.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Have you thought about a lot of these country roads and stuff like that, the dead trees on the side of the road?
Oh yeah, we're making our way there. We're getting them.
Get somebody to fix one.
There's many that we don't.
There's lots.
Okay, well, anytime you want to call the office, anybody, if you see something like that on the side of the road that needs to get, just call. Because there's a lot of times when we're so focused, everybody is so focused on an area that some of these roads, back roads especially, that we may not travel every day, or it may be a month before I go down one of those roads because I'm concentrated on another area. Always call. Like, I encourage that because we may not know. Shay Deason called me today because there was some trees hanging over the road hitting side mirrors on Waverly Road. I didn't know. Nobody's called about it. So until he calls, I don't know about it. So
I didn't know. if
we've
you-
been,
I didn't know if you estimated roads. Just
That's me usually, because everybody else is working. So unless it's a rain day, what we'll do, if it's raining, I'm like, you go do this, and they'll bring back notes with this needs to happen on this road, so until we have those days, but we can't even get ahead sometimes to even be able to go look at those things. So feel free to call. You're not a nuisance. People think that they're bothering us, but they're not. They're helping us. So it's a help for when people call and tell us. But we try to do what we can. I mean, it's a lot.
I know.
It's a lot. Like, it is a lot. So,
All right, any other questions?
I have a question.
yeah.
So, when we enter these, numbers for the comptroller's office, we have to keep a certain percentage of fund balance, and kind of projecting the last couple of years, your fund balance is kind of dropping by about 200 to 300,000 each year. Do you know what your percentage will be if we enter this year's numbers?
I don't know. You'd get with Rhonda. She could tell you that number.
Because what will happen, and we're kind of learning that, it's kind of a learning curve over all of it. Based on prior county policy, we have to keep a certain amount in that fund balance, and then when it drops below,
Yeah.
we're at risk, for a whole budget
Yeah.
being rejected, so,
We're not below, I can tell you that.
okay.
Rhonda knows.
And I mean no disrespect,
Oh, I
but
know,
I just
It's-
double
yeah,
checking, so, yeah.
I don't take any disrespect
Okay.
for that. Yeah, but we are aware of that, and
Okay.
she knows the number as far as the percentage.
Sure,
She could get that for you.
okay,
I'm
awesome.
concerned with it.
So,
Your fund should get increased just about every year over.
Always, but this actually is with FEMA money. The reason why I put the 250 in there for the dump trucks and everything is we have some FEMA money coming in. So we just have to watch that. If the FEMA money doesn't come in, we won't be buying anything. So we just kind of got to watch that. But yeah, it's steadily, decreasing. But we manage it, we're managing it, and we're not ever falling, usually under 400,000 ending balance. Today we have $695,000 right now. So we're not ever falling. Since I've been in office, we haven't fallen under 500. So I always like to keep a little bit in there too if we have a disaster, just like we just had. And I'm thankful it was declared because we can recoup a lot of that money that we spent. It's just-
is that your FEMA
What
money?
is it?
It goes a long way. I said you did pretty good with that penny.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that big 15,000 a year that we turn around and give back to
25,
Lowry.
yeah, right. 25.
We did, okay.
You know, the penny will bring into Williamson County
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
1.8 million.
I wouldn't be in Williamson County doing my job. I can tell you that right now.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Thank you.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the budget for the county road department. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Than't you.
I'm gonna leave if y'all don't need me for anything else. Any road questions? What now?
He was wondering about that tree.
Which tree?
About that tree.
Okay, got that tree.
You got to put on Garrett.
Which one?
One on Garrett
Garrett.
and Buckeye.
Like I said, I'm leaving. All
Get it out of the road.
right, y'all. Take care.
Well, Board of Education fund balance is next on our agenda,
We did them last.
Yes.
Or time before that.
and the title for that.
Yeah.
Funds 151 and 172.
So 151 is the one, it's kind of got the 4 columns. We'll break down. So that's our general debt fund. So we manage all debt for the county outside of highway department's debt. So this is everything that school, county is still showing on the books to owe for. So last year, you all had approved for the early payoff of the convenience center loan. So if you see the first little set of groupings, last year we had budgeted that $65,000 towards convenience center principal. This year, we're not having to budget for that. So I'm just going to go straight down if that's okay. We have to break those apart for principal and for interest. So I will be talking about them again, depending on if it's principal or interest. But so the second line item up top is our hospital, our USDA loan that we have out. So last year is budgeted at $210,000. This year I'm showing $272,930. So this is just where additional payment. So the difference should be going down, but because we've added the additional $10,000 per month, our calculations are going to go up a little bit. So that's why that difference is. Okay. The next one is the Board of Education loan, the SHI loan, and that's $12,500. Okay. The next column is 911. It's the principal payment of $27,000. And then the next line item is the EESI from Board of Education, to which they had finished paying off this year. So we're not having to allocate another $91,000 in the budget. The next line item is the school payment. And so this is the balloon payment that we've all discussed. For last year, we had to pay the $613,000. This year it's projected at $644,000. Next year is when FY '27 is when it will balloon to $928,000. So just keep in mind, when considering the penny, we may need to start looking at the fund balance of 151, where it landed. We've not pulled anything out of it this year, but we need to try to shore up the difference for FY '27. Okay, the next line item is, again, the convenience center, but it's the interest on the loan. So the $3,000 is not on this year's budget. The hospital was interest $192,800 down to $190,000 for this year, and then the SHI payment of $1,511 down to $1,135. And again, the next column is also interest. So interest on the 911 loan payment. The EESI is now gone, and then the school payment from $87,400 to $76,140. And then the trustees commission, that's in every fund balance. And so that's a payment showing how many transactions he does within the funds, because he handles all county, highway, Board of Education, and the city payments. The state aggregates his work to offset his salary, if I'm not mistaken. So don't quote me on that, but that has to be in every fund for his transfers. So last year I projected a little high at 15,000. Right now we're sitting at 8,800 and change. So I think 10,000 will comfortably cover his transfers.
Looking at these numbers on, for the fourth one down,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
got E911 in the GL account column and then education, but it's 911.
So some of these loans were set up before I was in, so I don't change them until they're paid off. Ideally, I would have probably put that under general government, but I'm correcting those things kind of as we go along. Just like we're moving a lot of our capital projects to 172, we just kind of I'm not gonna change it for tracking purposes, because if ever you wanna see like the entirety of that loan, I can pull it all from that line item. If we start changing it, it may be harder to find.
What is-
Something somewhere on the next line, E911, and then it's your, at the.
That's a
education.
typing error. So the E911 on the left-hand GL account should be ESI. They should match both, the GL account and the descriptor. Yes, ma'am.
What is the 911 loan for?
The tower. Sir.
Yeah.
27,000 is the loan.
Yeah.
One of them that says what you pay us back for.
Yes. the
That's
transfer.
27,000. That's 10 years.
Do we not pay the interest though? Does 911 not pay any interest?
No.
They charged me that.
We just pay the
I gave
interest.
it to them.
You probably forget about that. Yeah. Anything else?
It looks like we've not really went down, but it's due to that, school payment just increasing, so.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the 151. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Should we move on to what she's here for? We got tourism and salary increases. Allowed to, I don't see any sense in.
That tourism budget like was, isn't it?
Oh, he's saying,
Laura.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she was just here, but my suggestion, I know she had asked about getting extra money to work on her office. But I suggested us seeing about moving her to the old EMS building. And then we don't have to, we can take that money out of her budget for the updates and send her up there. I had suggested that. He said that we probably have to send it to the building committee.
We need to have a building committee meeting next Tuesday. If you're gonna do, if y'all agree to do that, just let the building committee refer it to the full body. And then y'all can vote on it a week from Monday.
That's fine with us. I didn't even know that was an option.
What kind of shapes that?
Well, it needs to go through the building committee.
No, that's
It's
fine.
good.
It's ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm not spending money.
I've never been in there, so I have no clue what to say.
it's,
I've gone down.
yeah,
I've
I've not been in there either,
There's
but
that conference room.
Okay.
You can do that since it's county building.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that. Yeah. And I'm,
That's okay with y'all?
Oh, it's totally fine, but like I said, I didn't know that was even an option. I thought that was already spoken for or something, so I didn't even try, so. But, yeah, I mean, it's got plenty of parking for us, and, the garage space would work out really well for like a meeting room and stuff for us.
There is a fire.
well, I
Yeah,
think,
well,
they-
other than the
yeah,
garage.
but there is a conference room
Yeah.
too, so.
There's a big conference room.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I've never been in the building, so I have no idea.
There's probably 4 or 5 offices in it.
Okay. I do have one request that we would take soil conservation with us.
I was just fixing to ask you.
Yeah,
are they
Miss
willing to
Denise, I
That'd
mean,
be
she's
okay.
not part of us, but she is part of us.
Yes.
go? Is she willing to go?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I knew before she didn't want to go. but-
Well, that was because they would have to pay utilities and all that. It wasn't a county building. They wanted to stay in a county building.
We're gonna meet next week, you really need to go up that road, there, go make sure it works for you.
Do I just get the keys from y'all, or do I just like break in?
Okay, get out.
Not that I know how or anything.
The doors are usually up. Car trucks, when I go by, so, okay, open.
Okay.
It's Holly
We
or,
need to keep anything in.
Okay. All right, well, I mean,
Got nine speaking to.
Is there a motion on the table to
I
refer
sold it to.
this request to the building